going on, boys and girls? We're going to make a meatloaf today. It's going to be made out of two different types of meats. It's going to be made out of some ground chicken and some ground beef. It's going to be a delicious recipe. You can do it in about an hour or so. I was going to do it totally different, but when I read the recipe online, it called for some potatoes, and my wife's not eating potatoes right now, so we're going to do this meatloaf my way. I did it my way. Alrighty, guys, so we've got some ground chuck right there. We've got some ground chicken. That's about a pound of each. We got a fresh tomato out of my garden right there. Got 2 jumbo eggs. This right here is some ground pork rinds. This is going to be a binder. Ground pork rinds, and that stuff on top of it is some gluten-free flour, which is basically like rice flour. We got some Gouda cheese and some Parmesan cheese, a little bit of garlic. We got some white pepper, some rosemary, some parsley flakes, and we got some salt. That's pink Himalayan salt. So let's put this thing together. We want to brown the meat first. I misspoke, guys. I didn't mean we were going to brown the meat first. We're going to mix all these great ingredients in there raw, and then we're going to cook this in the oven. So we're not going to brown it. I'm getting recipes confused. Alrighty, we did a rough chop of the tomato, a rough chop of the onion. Now, if you want more, and once we look at how the meat looks with this, we'll see if we need to add more to it. So we're going to put the meat in the bowl now. Alrighty, we put our 2 meats in there. We've got our 2 eggs cracked in there, our onions, and our tomatoes. We've got a heaping tablespoonful of garlic in there. We're going to add our pork rinds and our gluten-free flour. Then we're going to give this a mix. Now we're going to probably do this by hand. You could do it by spoon if you want to, but you want to get this thoroughly mixed here, guys. And then we can go ahead and season it as well. All right, guys, we put about a half a teaspoon of our salt in there. About a half a teaspoon of our white pepper, about a teaspoonful of our rosemary, and a teaspoonful of our parsley. Now, if you've got other ingredients that you want to add to it, go ahead and do it as well. All right, we'll put about a half a cup of our Gouda cheese. Now, Gouda is a strong tasting cheese, guys, so if you don't like it, you may want to substitute it for Swiss. And a half cup of our Parmesan cheese. Alrighty, now even though you see a spoon in there, I did the majority of mixing that with my hands. That's the best way to get those ingredients all mixed up. Now let's get us a loaf pan and kind of spray it out so it's non-stick. Alrighty, we got a loaf pan in there. Let's go ahead and transfer it over to our loaf pan. Alright, once you get it in there, you want to kind of smooth it down, y'all. Make it look all nice and pretty. Now, if you like the traditional meatloaf look to it, you can add you some ketchup on top of it. That's totally up to you. I know some folks don't like to put ketchup on their meatloaf, but you know, my mom always did when we were coming up. So I can go either way. It doesn't matter to me. All right, once we got that nice and smooth, we're going to add a little bit more cheese on top of it. We're going to put this in the oven. Usually it's going to take about 45 minutes to an hour or so, guys. I'm going to put a meat thermometer in it so I can see exactly how much time it is. Now, you don't really want to saturate that with cheese because you're probably going to put a little bit more on it once you take it out. So let's put it in the oven, 375 degrees. It's usually going to take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. It just depends how your oven cooks. Okay, another thing, just in case this thing spills over, I'm going to put it inside of a cookie sheet so that the juices don't get down in the oven. Alrighty, y'all. So it took right at an hour to cook it like this, to brown it up and everything. And see, it loses some of its, I guess through the moisture and the fat, it loses some of its texture, or I guess its body, so it doesn't fill the whole thing up. So what we'll do is we'll let this cool off, and then we'll take it out of this oil. And then we'll be all done. It looks good. It smells good. I know it tastes good. My camera's not focusing, guys. I'm trying to get the focus. No, it's going to taste good because I've done one of these before. I don't really think we even need to put more cheese on it either, guys. So I think it looks good just like it is. So you guys have a great day. Peace.